Danny, you want to talk to us about what's going on with Fastly? Are you
It'd
muted?
help if I got myself unmuted,
There
wouldn't
you are. Welcome back.
it? Here I am. One of Fastly, there weren't really a lot of surprises when Fastly reported their earnings a couple of days ago. For those who have been following the drama, back about 2.5 weeks ago, Fastly released preliminary earnings results in connection with its merger with Signals or acquisition of Signal Sciences. And when that came out, one of the things that there were actually a couple of the things. The first was said that the usage-based revenue from its previously disclosed largest customer, which we all know is TikTok parent ByteDance, had decreased. The other thing that they said was that some of their other customers had a decrease in usage late in the quarter. And those two things combined led them to revise their preliminary estimates. And they lowered them by about 5% from what they had previously disclosed. The thing that has gotten investors really spooked over the last couple of months is what's going on with TikTok. The short version is that the Trump administration had essentially declared war on TikTok. They cited national security concerns and concerns with users' personal data on the platform, and said that they were going to ban TikTok use in the United States.
For the uninitiated, that's because ByteDance is a Chinese company, and TikTok is a Chinese product. And there's just always been concerns about security and privacy when it comes to China, and the worries were the Chinese government being able to show up at ByteDance's corporate offices and say, hand over all your data, and per Chinese law, they would have to do it. ByteDance has always said TikTok's user data doesn't reside in China. It's in the countries that those users are in. Go ahead, Danny.
Right. And so, as a result of that, once the Trump administration had announced its intent to ban TikTok, the company was put up for sale. There's a tentative agreement that the U.S. operations of TikTok would be bought by Oracle and Walmart. That's currently on hold right now. Investors are unsure whether or not the Chinese government is going to interfere in that. So, with all that uncertainty about what's happening, investors have really been, kind of down on Fastly. I'm going to share my screen here for just a minute so I can share Fastly's shareholder letter here. And particular, this part right here, where it talks about existing customer timing. They talked about new traffic coming online, which is something
Hey, Danny,
that
if you could,
Sir.
if you wouldn't mind, do you mind zooming in on that? It's a little small.
Sure, absolutely.
One more. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
There we go. And that might help me even, find the part that I was looking for here.
I wasn't gonna make that comment.
I had this highlighted earlier, but essentially what they said was, with their largest customer had removed most of the traffic from both the United States and international market. And essentially we're talking about that TikTok was, backing off of its use of Fastly until it got more certainty on whether or not it was going to be banned. I think it's important to remember, first of all, that in the last quarter, TikTok only represented about actually 11% of Fastly's traffic. And secondly, the other thing that management said that's important is that it's going to be able to backfill a lot of that traffic from other users, from other customers. So it's not like that 12% of revenue is going to evaporate. But that's essentially how investors are treating this news. And so I will say, I put out an article a couple of days ago. I doubled down on my position in Fastly because I think this now 60% drop in the company's stock price is really just an overreaction on the part of investors. I put my money where my mouth is. And I think that this will turn around in the quarters and years to come.
I think it's the kind of thing where, assuming the Fastly thesis plays out, um, if we look out 5 years or 10 years down the road, nobody's going to really remember, except the stock jockeys that love talking about this kind of stuff. Nobody's going to ever remember that ByteDance was at one point, well over 10% of its revenue. It's not going to matter, right? Their business is going to continue to grow in so many other ways from so many other customers. It's going to become irrelevant. I think that's the big takeaway for me.
It's a good time to remember the overall thesis here is just that more and more applications are going to be built and used on the edge. And, we're just at the beginning of this, and Fastly is positioned dead center in the middle of this trend. So, yeah, I mean, I can imagine that exactly like you said, Jason, that this is going to be a very small blip 5 years from now.
I think so. And if the thesis doesn't play out, it's not gonna be because the relationship with TikTok weakened or went away. It's because something better just came along, or Fastly didn't seize the opportunity in the way that we're anticipating it will.